First Lady Hillary Clinton was the super lady of Capitol Hill this week, testifying for 12 hours before 5 committees as commander-in-chief of the administration's crusade for national health insurance. Mrs. Clinton not only gave an unprecedented performance on Capitol Hill this week, Julie, but all the reviews suggest that it was a boffo performance.
That's right, Paul. Last week, the president set out in broad strokes his vision of what health care security meant for most Americans. This week, it was time for Hillary Rodham Clinton to have her day, 3 days to be exact, selling the plan on Capitol Hill, and that's exactly what she did. And just to sort of set the atmospherics, I mean, you should have seen the members when they came in. I mean, she came in, she was the first to appear, as the Ways and Means Chairman Dan Rostenkowski said, early as a witness. She sat down, she was ready to take questions, but in addition to that, she set a personal tone. She said she came as a wife, a mother, a daughter. She knew about health care, and she kept the tone personal while answering one question after the next, but kept it personal by answering the members by names, picking their pet projects or their pet concerns and zooming right in there on it. And just sort of to look at the background of how the members behaved even before she arrived, there was a bit of tussling that went on between which committee would get to have her first as a witness. And I mean, it reminded me of high school quarterbacks arguing over who would get to have the first escort with the homecoming queen. And she did a fantastic job, and she went through, you know, sparklingly. She got applauses when she left, and, you know, everyone said this is the best they'd seen.
Julie, you said she was good. Do you think she changed any minds, any evidence that members who were reluctant to support this plan may be coming around?
Well, let's look at what was really the point here. In the one sense, she was speaking more to the American people than she really was to the members, and also, to be fair, to the graciousness of her performance. This is something that she's been doing for 8 months. She's been meeting privately with members one-on-one. Even at Healthcare University, a workshop she had for lawmakers last week, she stood for 90 minutes taking questions. So did she change minds? Not really. In the House, the time was limited to very much 2 minutes per member, so there wasn't really a lot of give and take. And secondly, she didn't provide any new details that lawmakers largely did not have.
I was really struck this week. I talked to a woman who said to me that her 16-year-old daughter watched the hearings every night, was glued to them, because just the image of the First Lady and a woman being the center of this attention. But I was also struck that because Congress has changed so much, there are a lot more women asking questions and who are going to be part of the drafting process. We're going to put more emphasis on women's health matters. So really a very important symbolic week too, wasn't it?
Well, also, let's look at it. Only 2 times before Mrs. Clinton came to Capitol Hill in this way have First Ladies come to testify formally before members of Congress. It was Eleanor Roosevelt and Rosalind Carter. None previously have even done it, and beyond that, none for the length of time and for the number of committees that Mrs. Clinton did. But I think your point is an important one in the sense that women have been driving the debate somewhat on issues like reproductive health, security, cost, where are the numbers, and they did this again this week.
Julie, the last time I remember anybody having the kind of dazzle of the members was David Stockman back in 1981, when he knew all the budget numbers and everybody was sort of overwhelmed by how well he knew the issue. But I was also struck by how cleverly it seemed to me the administration had worked it out. You mentioned it. The president had the first week, and she always spoke of this as the president's programs. It was a very careful effort not to upstage. This was an administration that a few months ago couldn't get anything right. What's happened? It's not just Hillary, but there's a general performance here.
Well, and let's look at it more broadly. I mean, on the one hand, she is a professionally trained expert lawyer, so she's able to answer questions on her feet, and she did so. But at the same time, I think that the Clintons, both of them, have made a concerted effort to sell this plan and do what it takes to do that. In doing so, I think that she has wooed members, she's met them halfway on their issues, and she told them, we'll be flexible. This is our laying out of the plan, but we're willing to talk with you and work with you and let you put your imprint on this plan. And that's what she said on the Hill.